Hey.
Hello and welcome to the One is Too Many video blog. As you know, my name is Robert Sollers. I am a security expert, and today I'm going to discuss a couple of fairly, I hesitate to say dangerous, but misinformed bills that are in the Arizona Senate and House of Representatives being sent to the governor for signing. The first of these bills is Senate Bill 1113. This bill would allow concealed carry firearms into any bar and restaurant that does not specifically prohibit their bringing them in. There's 40 other states that allow this. Arizona would be the 41st. The advocates of this bill, be they members of the NRA or not members of the NRA, it doesn't really matter. And I have nothing against the NRA. I have the utmost respect for them and their position, as well as respect for the Second Amendment. However, one of their main arguments is you cannot brandish your concealed carry weapon, because if you do or you fire it without provocation, then you'll have your permit revoked. Well, if somebody does go into a bar and they do drink, which is prohibited under this bill, while carrying a concealed weapon, they pull out their weapon and they shoot and kill another patron for whatever reason, it's going to be a little bit too late to revoke their concealed carry weapons permit. Booze and firearms do not mix. I don't know how much more I can emphasize that fact. Excuse me. Over and above that, there is the liability issue. Liability insurance rates will go up. There is no doubt about that. Most insurance companies are going to tell you that until there's a significant risk, the rates will not increase. However, I have had my car insurance and my homeowner's insurance and health insurance raised simply because there was a stronger risk of something happening in my neighborhood or how old my car was. On the other hand, in Arizona, there is no cap on liability lawsuit awards. The average lawsuit now is $5.3 million for a violent workplace incident resulting in death. I can easily see that doubling in Arizona. And since most businesses only carry $1 million, maybe $5 million in liability umbrella coverage, who's going to pay that additional $5, $6, $10, $20 million in lawsuit awards? We're going to find our bars and restaurants are going to be pushed out of business, especially the smaller mom and pop type of restaurants and bars in Arizona. The second bill is Senate Bill 1138, which coincides with House Bill 2474. This bill will allow anyone with a legal firearm to carry this firearm onto private property without the consent of the property owner. In other words, if your employer does not want firearms on their property, this bill would abrogate those property rights of the business owner or the building owner or parking lot owner and allow anyone with a legal firearm to carry it onto the property, providing that it's secured. There is no provision in the bill for what constitutes being secured. That can be in the glove box on an older car or the center console in newer cars or even in the trunk of your vehicle. We have people that cruise through parking lots now breaking and entering into vehicles to steal radios. If this bill goes into effect, there will be an increase in vandalism, people looking for firearms from those people who do carry firearms and make it known that they carry a firearm. And in this instance, we are going to have criminals in possession of legal firearms and using them for illegal purposes. Number two, one of the arguments for these bills is that if a workplace violence incident occurs, you can go out to your vehicle and grab your firearm and go back in and stop the incident. Well, as a workplace violence expert, I can tell you that most workplace violence incidents take less than 2 to 3 minutes to begin and stop. That is not enough time for you to go to your vehicle, retrieve your weapon, and come back inside. And the incident that at Luby's Cafeteria several years ago that they keep arguing for, well, the lady left her firearm, legal firearm, in her vehicle. A man comes in, shoots and kills her mother and father. Well, did she have enough time to go out and get her firearm to prevent that from happening? No. In Henderson, Kentucky, last year, at the Atlantis manufacturing plant, an employee argued with his supervisor, went out to his vehicle, retrieved his rifle, went back, shot and killed his supervisor, shot and killed 4 other people inside of the plant, wounded 2 more before shooting and killing himself. So it makes it easier for somebody to go out to their vehicle to start a workplace violence incident. Having a 2 to 3 to 5 minute walk to their vehicle is not enough time for somebody who is very upset for a cooling off period. Number 3, combat crisis situational awareness. There is only 8 hours of training in Arizona for a concealed carry weapons permit. To own and operate a firearm, there is no permit required other than the normal federal background check. Police officers, and other law enforcement, military, sometimes with the adrenaline rush, have a hard time distinguishing who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. If you do go out to your vehicle and retrieve your firearm, go back inside and kill the bad guy, then the police arrive, you turn around with your firearm while you're standing over the bad guy, who's going to be the one shot and killed? You are. Because the police don't know that you're the good guy. Over and above that, Brian Lilly, a 6-year veteran of the Phoenix Police Department, with his adrenaline rush, his combat training was thrown aside, crisis management training thrown aside, was told that a homeowner had a suspect trapped under the bed in his home. He was told this by his dispatcher. He was told this by the homeowner's wife as he entered the home. And yet, when he got to the bedroom, he shot the homeowner 6 times. Fortunately, the homeowner was not killed. He has recovered and filed a lawsuit against both Officer Lilly and the Phoenix Police Department. How can a private citizen be expected to perform better than a law enforcement veteran with 480 hours of training? They can't. And again, I come back to the liability insurance issue. We allow this onto property, business property. Liability insurance rates are going to go through the roof. Lawsuit awards are going to go through the roof. And I can guarantee you that the Arizona legislature or the governor and the state of Arizona are not going to be responsible for any person going postal inside of a law office, a medical office, the post office, department store, mall, or any other type of business where they can walk in and start shooting. The only good thing about House Bill 2474 is they took out the provision that would allow people to carry their firearms onto school property and certain federal contractor facilities. The next time in this blog, we're going to talk about what is workplace violence, what is not workplace violence, and hopefully to slow down the statistics, if not stop it. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, as always, just drop me a line via email. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a safe day.